her own clothes and she doesn't eat much. I mean, imagine him saying that and thinking it was okay to put in his book. What a twat. Oh my God. There are so many things details like this that I obsess about, and that is absolutely one of them. He talks about telling his father she can make her own clothes and she doesn't eat much. Can you imagine? You guys, as we know, I've done videos on it. Definitely go take a look about the fashion, the spending. We know. She spent more than all the other European women of royalty on clothes, and yet she can make her own. You guys, she can't even wear designer, whatever, fancy made clothes. So no, she cannot make her own. You guys, this one came up, and I can't remember if it was on the main channel or Patreon. Somebody was talking to me about this, and I just did a video. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, about how similar a lot of Meghan's quotes are to other famous people. And, well, not even famous people. People have written books, people have sung songs, and how her quotes just happen to be like theirs. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, right? So listen to this. I think I figured out where Meghan's "is he kind" spiel came from. It's similar to a quote that the press reported Catherine had said to a friend before she started dating William. You guys, this is another picture that just lives rip-free in my head. The way she's staring at that goober, I don't know if she's trying to do magic to turn him into something else. That's all I can figure, because why else would you stare at that doofus so hard? All right, I'm in a mood today. What was I going to say? Oh, I don't even have to read the body or the proof of this. I just automatically believe it because, of course, she stole it from Catherine. She steals everything else. She doesn't have a real personality of her own, so why wouldn't she steal something like that? Oh, but guys, remember, she didn't Google anybody in the royal family. Oh, that nonsense. But seriously, though, what do you think she's using her magic for right now to try to turn him into? Because she can't be staring him down like that for any other reason. You cannot stare at cross-eyed Beaker for any other reason but than to try to turn him into something else. So here's the body of that post about did she take the quote from Catherine. It says, let's skip the beginning part here. It says, I was reading some comments on another platform about William and Catherine's relationship. Someone brought up that Catherine had supposedly said the following, which was then reported in the press when they got engaged. According to her school friend, Jessica Hay, in an interview with the Mail on Sunday, quote, we would sit around talking about all the boys at school that we fancied, but Catherine would always say, I don't like any of them. They're all a bit rough. Then she would joke, there's no one quite like William. I bet he's kind. You can just tell by looking at him. So there are several news articles that reference the quote that you can find with a quick Google search. They put the link in of the quote. But oh my gosh, of course. That is absolutely crazy and just goes with, well, I don't have a personality of my own, so I'll just borrow somebody else's. If it was an isolated incident, then nobody would think twice about it. But the pattern keeps repeating, and that's what has me fascinated. To which Chewy's mom 88 says, well, color me surprised once again. And then, least contribution says, just has this meme right here. And that's pretty perfect. Yeah, same. That's the look on my face. All right. And then this person posts, I didn't know that. And yes, it sounds like something Stalker Megsy would have picked up on and tried to copy. I think the same thing. All right. I am so excited to read you these answers because this struck me so freaking funny. Put down your drink if you're drinking something. You ready? If you are drinking something, share it with me. It says, is it true that Harry was desperate to date high-profile actresses but failed? I read this a long time ago that he really wanted to have an actress girlfriend, but nobody was interested in him, so he eventually went with a D-lister. Well, to quote Ross from Friends, none of the sane ones wanted to come home with me. So, yeah, I had actually heard this rumor as well, and I'd heard there was some connection with him he was trying to make a connection with Emma Watson, and that's what I noticed came up in the comments. So let's take a look at what they say about that. So Strix the Owl says, there were rumors that he was interested in dating Emma Watson, But she shut that down pretty quickly via Twitter, if I recall. To which the Velveteen Rabbit wrote he probably watched Harry Potter and convinced himself she had a thing for gingers. And then something that made me laugh for a good 10 minutes. I'm still laughing about it. You can hear my voice. PRX Sweetie writes, "Ah, yes, the perfect match. A self-respecting, poised, feminist, philanthropic, talented British Ivy League graduate, and, well, that drug-addled carrot." Surely they have so much in common. Guys, my new BFF called him a substance-addled carrot. Just let that marinate because that's my new favorite thing. You know what else popped in my head when I was thinking about this with Emma Watson? Do you remember? I believe it was in Revenge. I've read so many books, they kind of blend together in my head. I believe Tom Bauer talked about that something about Emma Watson with Meghan. Meghan had her sights on being friends with Emma Watson. It all had to do with that UN Women thing. She wanted her name associated with Emma Watson. And I think that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking Emma Watson shut that down, to which I say, yay. Oh my God, substance-riddled carrot. That's my new favorite name for him. All right, let's talk about this one. This came up quite a bit. Now, this is by, I'm squinting to see that, Electrical Ad 9212. And it says, "I believe Tom Bauer's claim that they're thinking of changing their name to Spencer." Okay, let's talk about this because I did put a video up on the channel about it. And I was a little skeptical at first because I thought, no, they're just trying to get their PR machine out there. But it was reported on by Tom Bauer. So that's actually the opposite of their PR team. That guy's always putting out stuff about them that I find hilarious. But let's dive into it and talk about it a little bit more because I am fascinated by this. It says, so Tom Bauer stated on GB News that he understands that Markle and Harry have discussed changing their surname to Spencer. Some people express their doubts about this, whether it's true, and then they say that they believe it. First of all, let me say that Bauer isn't someone I blindly agree with. His demand that King Charles and William make public statements about Markle and Harry, absolutely wrong. It would have handed victory to them because they want the attention and they'd received a new lease on life. Instead, the king and family played it perfectly. However, I do believe Bauer when he says the mad duo have thought of changing their name to Spencer, and then they go into the reasons why. I keep thinking about this too, and I think I believe it. I do. It's just crazy enough that, I guess desperate is a word. It's just desperate enough that they would do some shit like that. They both have this intense obsession with Diana, and it would always associate them with that, if that makes any sense, if I was clear as mud there, but you get what I'm saying. The thing that slows me down is how would that work with the titles, because they're not letting go of those. So they go on to say, here's how it would work in their mad, demented stalker brains. We've watched with deep sadness as Princess Diana, my late mother-in-law, I love that they're putting this through Meghan, has been marginalized by the royal family deliberately because my life mirrors hers so much, and in order to keep her memory alive and in order to be the keeper of the flame of Diana, we shall change our name to Spencer and keep her spirit alive forever, for the sake of our children, too, who are the true inheritors of the Spencer spirit and heart. We hereby also announce the Spencer Diana Foundation, a charity. We devote our lives to help continue the work of the life of Princess Diana, who has been betrayed by the monarchy and Britain, much to our deep sadness. I love that statement. I actually could hear it in Meghan's voice, although she'd have some, look at me. She'd be like waving around Diana's watch and pointing to it while she reads her statement. Then this person goes on to say, they will then give a primetime interview to Gayle King and seek to monetize their new status, including trademarking Diana's image, etc., and style themselves as keeper of the saintly goddess Diana, with Markle as her chosen child and inheritor of spirit.